I love this land. It takes my breath away.
Welcome to Texas 10. I'm Melissa.
And I'm still Steve.
And we, as you know, travel all across Texas. And today we're going to Erath County.
Erath County. Stephenville is the capital of Erath County.
You should love Stephenville, Stephen.
Well, I don't think it was named after me.
Well, I know it wasn't. But hey, it could be fun to think that.
Okay.
But it's a great little town.
It's a great little town, great little county, very pretty area, sort of southwest of Fort Worth, I guess. We went there for our official visit on a July 4th weekend.
And it was so much fun. You know, we always start at the squares, and the courthouse there is really beautiful. It's kind of Austin stone and trimmed in that red brick, and it's got the big spire. Is that what you call it? Spire, steeple?
That's
look.
what you call it. So I'm going to call it that too.
The clock tower, whatever. It's really beautiful. And their square, although not super active, pretty active, and it's a pretty square.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit about the courthouse. It is a very pretty courthouse. Mm-hmm. The thing I like best about it is their mascot, which is they have the dairy cow on the and it symbolizes the fact that they are a very active dairy county. And I like that it tells people this is what we do here.
Now, it does have some trees in front of it, which Steve does not like, but it is a very beautiful courthouse. And around the courthouse, there's some fun little shopping and some really good little restaurants. There's one really great restaurant, Hearsay.
Right. It's more of a bar
restaurant.
So I also like Hearsay because that's a legal term. It's right next to the courthouse. I imagine at the end of the day, the judges and lawyers get together and tell war stories at Hearsay.
They may very well. There's a lot of law offices around this square too. Mm-hmm. The other thing I love about downtown is this county is a cowboy town. Tarleton State is there, and they actually have a rodeo team, but they have
a very good rodeo team.
They have the Cowboy Walk of Fame. It's pretty awesome.
I like Tarleton State because they're purple, which I think is an interesting color choice. I also like the fact that Billy Gillespie is their basketball coach now, and they play big-time schools in basketball. They're very competitive there at Tarleton State.
Well, I like Tarleton State. One, I do love that they have a rodeo team, but I also love it because my old twirling coach, Debbie Rose, was the feature twirler at Tarleton State. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
She was, yeah.
All right. So you have Tarleton State there. You have, and like you said, it's a cowboy town, not in the sense of like at Christmas, Las Vegas becomes a cowboy town because everybody comes there it's a working cowboy town. And so there are people with skills that they actually put to work. A lot of ranches in the area. We drove around the countryside, saw some of them. I remember one in particular had a great barn with the Texas flag, I think, on the top of it. I always love that. Like I said, very pretty country. The other thing is we were there on the 4th of July. We got there a little bit late in the day, and we missed the tractor races on the 4th of July. Which
that would have been great.
That would have been fun. But we did I think it was on the 4th of July. I think they were open. We went to Jake and Dorothy's.
I was just going to say, one of my favorite diners. And it's one of those that you walk in, and you kind of see the history of the town, first of all. Well, I know what you love. There was a picture of one of our favorite people.
Art Briles,
yes.
Right? Because he was the coach of the Stephenville Bulldogs. Now, they are a storied high school football program, and they've won all sorts of state championships with Art and without him, and all sorts of things like that. But what I always loved about them is the cowbells. They all bring more cowbell. When they play, especially in the playoffs, we've been to a couple of games where they were playing in Dallas. they are loud.
They are very loud. So they bring the whole culture of the county with them.
That's
They got their cowbell. They're cheering on their football players.
You know, I think
Friday night lights are a big thing there.
I think somebody thought of that when they picked the cowbells as the
Maybe.
right.
But, I mean, they're just loud.
Right. No, they are loud. They're enthusiastic. And it's one of those towns where they're a decent-sized high school, but there's only one. And I've heard a old coach say there's no better football job than to be a coach in a decent-sized, he was speaking of 4A then, it's probably 5A now, but one-horse town sort of, because everybody gets behind you. It's a real community thing.
And when you go into this diner, you see that right away. So that's cool.
Right.
But the food.
The food was great. It is your tradition. I mean, it's
comfort food.
It's a top level diner.
Yes.
I'm going to say it's not in terms of being fancy, but in terms of, hey, this is, I just feel good in here.
You know, it's one of those that if we were like on a Saturday morning, got up and said, hey, what are we going to do today? I'd say, let's go to lunch in Stephenville.
Right.
It's great.
Right.
So that was great. But then we kind of started driving outside of Stephenville and exploring. And we found a great, and it's a tiny town, Bluffdale. But I'm going to tell you, in Bluffdale, they can party.
It is a party town. It's not a city by any stretch. So
you might miss it if you drive too fast.
Right. So there's a great outdoor bar there called Wilfong's. And it was closed on the 4th of July for the holiday. But I want to go back in particular because it's a bar that welcomes Baptists. I just thought that was just
what
awesome.
Did it say?
It said Welcome Baptist on it.
And being raised a Southern Baptist, I particularly thought that was funny because, you know, as Baptists, we don't really tell people when you drink.
Right.
So.
Well, you know the old joke.
I do know the old joke.
Right. The old joke is, why do you take 2 Baptists fishing?
Because if you take one, they'll drink all your beer.
There you go.
So, but then kind of next to it is one of the best saloons and dance halls we've been to. And it was great.
Right. And so we stopped in and just had a drink in the afternoon and looked around and thought, this place, it's called the Greenwood Dance Hall and Saloon in Bluffdale, Texas.
And when you drive up, it looks like it would have looked in the late 1800s. I really kind of felt like I should have had a horse and tied it up to the rail before I went sauntered in to get my
I'm going to guess that happens sometimes in Erath County. So we stopped and we said, well, you know, what are our plans tonight? And we decided to come back because there was no music in the afternoon, but they had a show that night with Shay Ebsher and the Howlers.
That's where we saw him for the first time. And I'm going to tell you, if you see him anywhere, you need to go. He was great.
Really talented. They do a little bit of cover, but they do mostly their own stuff. Great. I think we walked out with a CD, but now we're on Spotify.
And he is on my Spotify list.
Right. So Shay Ebsher and the Howlers at the Greenwood Dance Hall and Saloon.
And that night, it was so cool because the back is open air where the bands play. And you could see the water tower kind of in the back. And then they had the fireworks. So you got it all. You got dancing, you got music, and you got fireworks.
Right.
I think it was one of the most fun July 4th nights I've ever had.
Right, and we make a point of going to different places on the 4th of July. And so it really was. It was just a great night out, and the people were awesome.
Oh, we met friends. We met the owner of the dance hall. She was a former flight attendant, and so it was really great.
Right.
You gotta go to Bluffdale for those 2 places.
Right. So Wilfong's, and there's a cute little reformed gas station across the road that's got a little shopping in there. There was an old hardware store there. So Bluffdale, definitely.
Yeah.
So that's basically what we've seen of Erath County. It is, wait a minute. I was told that we have missed something. I have it on good authority that if you, for some reason you're not at Jake and Dorothy's, to go to Grump's Burgers.
Oh, yeah, we haven't done that.
We haven't gone to Grump's. They're supposed, and Grump's is like a small chain in that area. They have like 4 or 5 in Granbury and around there. So they come highly recommended also. So maybe we go back to Stephenville, find out when Shay's playing at Greenwood Dance Hall and Saloon.
Because he's from Stephenville.
Yes, and then try Grump's.
Well, hey, Steve, what are we doing this Saturday?
You know what? No, we have something. Oh, you know what we have Saturday? We're going to see Jamie Richards at the Will
in Waco.
Yes, we are.
So yeah, so we got something to do, but maybe Sunday.
Well, yes.
Let's check and see if they're open because I'm hankering for a burger.
All right.
And then we can go over to Jake and Dorothy's and have some pie.
Right. All right.
And then we can run around the Cowboy Walk of Fame. It'll be great.
All right. Back to Stephenville we go.
So continue to join us here at Texas 10. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, like us, go to YouTube and subscribe to Texas 10 where you can get all your Texas travel tips.
And tell a friend about Texas 10. Thanks. Goodbye. Go to Stephenville.
And I love this land. It takes my breath away. From the Palo Duro to the Gulf Coast plain. From the heart of the hill country to the piney wood shade. I love this land. It takes my breath away.